want to show you guys something I am super excited about, and this is from no other than Perplexity. So Perplexity have a search-based, search-first AI chatbot, which is similar to the ChatGPTs, the Geminis, the Cloud of the world. And for a while, they were very, they had a niche because they had access to internet search before ChatGPT supported that, before Cloud supported that, before Gemini had it. And I think that leap they had is kind of eroding away, but it's still a very formidable product. Personally, I don't use it as much, but what I'm excited about to share is this concept they just announced, which is a new browser, Perplexity browser. And I wouldn't go through a demo, but just to share some of my thoughts around this, because I think this is something that I would encourage almost everybody to pay attention to for three reasons, or for a number of reasons, which I'm going to touch on here. So Perplexity announced this browser, and it's a way to give you a chat experience within your native browser. Now, why do I think that this is an interesting concept? Now, I honestly can't say Perplexity would be the winner here in the long term, or if other players wouldn't catch up to this. But from a macro level, I think they are onto something. Now, let me take a step back to share a little bit of a story. Most people who use ChatGPT today might not realize that um, ChatGPT has been around since 2000, actually 2020, not 2000, since 2020. And around that period, you had GPT-1, and then GPT-2 came out 2021, 2022. Not until 2023, getting to 2024, early 2024, when GPT-3, GPT-4 came out, and most people got onto the bandwagon of knowing what ChatGPT was, or what GPT was, and that chat interface. And the reason why I say that is because when GPT-1 came out, it was a very, very powerful and revolutionary for its time. The unique thing about it was the interface wasn't chat-based. It essentially was an API, and I remember using it at the time. I actually have tutorials on it. Search my channel, you will see I have probably one of the most popular tutorials on how to use GPT-1 or GPT-2 in Python. And most people who use it at the time were, people who write Python, or you had to go into the OpenAI interface and go through a number of clicks and somewhere buried within the interface for you to see that. So the reason why I'm going back to tell this story is technology has a way of kind of repeating itself when you can spot the trends and the cycles that, to me, it feels almost like a deja vu, because the models themselves are not as differentiating as the experience. So GPT-1 was a very powerful model, but it took having a chat interface on top, which was ChatGPT, for people to really jump on it, and the masses to jump on it. And if that chat interface never materialized, and I can't go into an alternate universe where that did not happen, my guess is that these models will be released, but they would be for the power users, people who write Python and just use it that way. The reason why the average person has access to these models is because you can just open up chatgpt.com, put in your questions, and you get your results, and that opens it up to the masses. So why would I spend time go through the as such? Again, it's because this idea of the experience is very, very differentiating. The idea of the interfaces is very differentiating. And we've almost plateaued, and I don't think we've plateaued entirely, where the models have become so commoditized that you really cannot, for the most part, differentiate between, unless your use cases are very specific. But if you're just the average user, Gemini or Claude or DeepSeek, it just kind of looks the same for most cases. Now, I'm not saying that if you're coding or you're writing personalized emails that you don't find differences. We do, but those are marginal differences. We're not talking about step function leaps in differences. We're not talking about crossing a chasm in the differences. Those, we're just talking about, marginal, right? 1.5 versus 2 kind of difference. It's not big enough. And the promise of taking those models, like what Perplexity has, or what Gemini has, or what Claude has, and embedding it into a new experience, into a new form factor, into a new interface, to me, that holds tremendous amount of promise if they can pull this off well. And guess what is a better form factor than any other? The browser. How many times, especially if you are on the PC, you're on Mac, you're on Windows, most people interact through the web with a browser. It's just the reality. And the browser, for some reason, hasn't changed for the last decade or so, right? The same browser, the same tab, the same, you open up the browser experience and you put in something here and you get a result. That is what we've been doing for the last 15, 20 years. Now, if Comet and Perplexity somehow figure out how to augment, or, and I hate to use the word augment because augmentation is not enough in this space. To me, I'm looking for step function too. I'm looking for disruptions. I'm looking for like massive, I call it crossing the chasm type changes into the browser type experience. They might be onto something, because OpenAI doesn't have an answer for it yet. Google might. I can tell Google has Chrome, and I'm looking at Chrome here. Google might have something because they have the Chrome experience. But they are facing their own challenges now with potentially breaking Chrome out, and the litigation going around with Google around them being too big. So who knows where that will end up playing. And maybe Perplexity might be the winner in this, because if Google loses Chrome, and the browser is where 90% or more of people interact with the internet, there might be some opportunity here that could be very revolutionary. So this is a space I'll keep an eye on. I don't have access to it yet. The idea being that if we do everything today already in the browser, and you can integrate this AI natively into it, into a new form factor that we don't yet know what it is, it could be disruptive, it could be revolutionary. And this is something that I'll pay very, very close attention. I'll encourage everyone to pay close attention to. I will see how OpenAI will respond to this, how Claude will respond to this with Anthropic, and how the other players will respond to this, or even Google, for all we know, how they will respond to this, right? Is OpenAI going to come up with your browser? Are they going to now have a fork of Chrome, and this is what people are going to battle for? Not so much the models, but the experience again. Because the browser knows almost everything about you, every website you visit, every search, every link, everything that you're trying to do. And there's actually a video that I saw, if we can find that video here, on what this is all about. And the video talks about you use the browser for search, you use the browser for booking tickets, you use the browser for buying stuff on Amazon, you use the browser for your work, you use the browser for your email. And if there is a way to intelligence natively into that, so I can just tell the browser to go to Amazon, look for discounted items, buy that, go to my email, send an email to this XYZ and XYZ contacts about the gift on your way, go to my calendar, update that, go to LinkedIn and post on the, all of that. If those actions can all be taken into your browser, because that's the portal of the web, that this could be something very revolutionary that the Anthropic, that the Perplexity team is onto. I'll encourage everyone to keep a close eye on it. I might actually make a video on Gen AI browsers or AI browsers, because this is a space that is going to flip everything upside down. This is not just a new model coming out. To me, the models will keep coming out. The models are going to keep getting intelligent. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not worried about it. I know that space will improve. What interests me now is the step function, is the difference maker, is something unique that we haven't seen before. And if Perplexity does this, they are onto something. But if they miss the step, I would be very surprised if Google doesn't come out and reimagine all of this. Guess what? Google has Chrome. They literally control the market. And if they can weather the storm of, or whatever happens from the antitrust piece attacking them on that, if they weather that storm and still somehow end up with Chrome and can get it more intelligent, they might end up cornering that market. If not, maybe Anthropic is going to come in and steal some market share. Remember, Google wasn't the first with the browser. It was Microsoft, and even Microsoft wasn't the first. So even though Google has an enormous amount of dominance with the browser, guys, with the way things are changing in this space, I will not put my bet on any horse for as long as the race is going, because today one person is a leader. You look at your watch, you blink, and another person is a leader, right? So it's really to predict what's going to here. And that's why it's really, really important for me to just step back and think in terms of first principles. Models were exciting. They're not exciting to me as much. I'm looking for a new form factor, and it might just be the browser, because other than the PC, we spend most of our time the browser and the mobile, and whoever corners that market. Have you tried out the Comet browser? What do you think about it? What are the use cases you've applied to it? Am I just being too ambitious here about us needing a step function in terms of uh, the advancements in this Gen AI LLM space, or am I potentially missing the mark? So you can see in here the browser taking action. So it's not just a model you chat with in a passive way. This is more of an agentic fashion, where you're chatting, it's going out, it's looking at receipts or recipes. It can purchase those items with the recipes, get it delivered to your house. The only thing you probably won't do is come in and turn on the stove and cook it for you, right? But who knows, with the way things are going, and Elon Musk robots, we might have these things buy the recipes and the robot at home cooking those recipes for us. Anyways, that's just tongue in cheek, but super, super promising. You can see or hear with what the different use cases are. So this is something, again, I'm excited about. I'll leave a link to this in the comment section below. As always, let me know your thoughts. Is this exciting? Is this not exciting? And we'll all see where and how this all plays out. Thanks for watching and sticking to the end. As always, this is Fru. I'll see you in the next demo.